Hi guys, welcome to Seduce Mentors. My name is Ketan and today we're going to talk about IIM Lucknow's summer placement for the current batch, which is 2019 to 21. And trust me, if you're a CAT aspirant, this is going to be really motivating. By the way, this video is actually the part of the 30 days plays that we started, right? So this is basically to help you guys to get motivated and understand that if you're still aiming low, you got to aim for IIMs, because this is what you get into if you're really aiming for the top-notch IIMs. So let's move ahead and have a look at the report. Okay, so it's the overall, this scenario. So 481 students that they got placed. It's not a joke to actually, place 481 students. That's a huge number. Now, some of the top recruiters you can have a look at here, and trust me, these are all biggies across the sectors. You talk about consult, we talk about a BFSI, you talk about IB, you talk about the FMCG, you talk about branding, everything you can see as far as IIM Lucknow is concerned. Now we'll get into the details of it. We will try to get into a little bit of a micro level. So let's move ahead. Alright, now look at this. This is the most important slide for all of us. Now this gives you the overall record of all the placements. So 100% placement, no doubt, it's IIM Lucknow indeed. 481 students were placed. And if you look at the segment wise, right, now this is quite interesting. As far as the segment wise things are concerned, they're literally killing it. Now let's go step by step. If you look at sales and marketing, definitely should be on a top level. Little bit that I believe is that I think finance, I was hoping to go on a bit higher scale, because yes, Lucknow is also known for finance. It has good finance placements, it has good finance profiles, it has good finance recruitments, rather recruiters I would say. So yeah, but that's okay. 17%. Now sales and marketing is leading, which is fair enough. I mean, sales and marketing is leading domain mostly in all the colleges. The second thing, which is strategy and consult is around about 24%. So this is what you can understand, how many students or what percent of profiles or students are getting placed in what segment. Then comes finance, then you have operations and IT, then you've got Genman and e-commerce. I would love to see Genman moving the ladder up, because Genman profiles are quite exclusive for top 10 B schools. Now Genman profiles are quite cool enough. They are what a lot of IIMs actually looking into. So a lot of students in the IIMs, right, at least when I talk about Blackie, they will be either want to go for strategy or consult, or they want to go for Genman. Again, when you talk about specific ABC, definitely finance is also one of the most kind of wanted choice from the students' perspective. But yeah, if you look at this is the overall structure of your placements. Now let's understand what recruiters IIM Lucknow had on the campus, sector by sector. Okay, so this is where we have FMCG. Now I am not really going to be surprised if they have all the biggies coming on the campus. So they've got Coca-Cola coming in, you've got Hindustan coming in, you've got Reckitt Benckiser coming in, sorry for that. You've got Star TV, Vodafone, you've got Colgate, we've got Asian Paints. So these are all, if you look at all these recruiters, these are all the biggies actually, coming from the variety of FMCG, consumer goods, telecom and digital media itself. Now let's understand this. So these firms offered roles: supply chain management, IT, corporate finance. Okay, corporate finance is again a cool thing, because a lot of students do want to get into corporate finance. Oh, that's about the BFSI sector. Now I'll tell you the little bit, you might be confused that okay, we are talking about FMCG and how come you have the corporate finance and analytics. So definitely, so people have actually, so we are talking about the companies, but we are talking about companies sector. So Unilever, we talked about the apparel group, Airtel, Coca-Cola beverages, ITC, all these companies, they belong to the industry called as FMCG and other industry which is mentioned, telecom and digital and all that. However, the roles that were given to students on IIM Lucknow campus from this cluster or this industry also had finance domain involved into it, and definitely it makes a lot of sense when you talk about FMCG, when you talk about good consumer goods kind of companies. Having corporate finance makes a lot of sense, because yeah, these guys are on a very high level of turnover, so it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, if you're somebody who gets into finance and do MBA finance, having your selective as finance, you can still make it to FMCG companies. So that's a good sign anyway. All right, now let's look at the BFSI sector. Now this is the core BFSI industry that we're talking about. So yeah, we're talking about the core BFSI industry, which is banking and finance. Definitely you will be having biggies out here. So let's understand the roles that were given, right? So you've got companies Avendus, you've got Axis Bank Group, you've got Citi, you've got Goldman Sachs, you've got JPMC in there. Multiple alternate asset management that hired. Okay, so roles were given into asset management, roles were given into investment banking, roles were given into private equity. That's cool. Roles were given in global markets. Fantastic. Global markets roles are quite demanded these days, and definitely these are the front end jobs when you talk about global markets and all that, P and all that. Got to be front end jobs. So as I said, yeah, okay, so here it is mentioned front end. Let's move ahead. So okay, 68 offers by firms such as American Express. These are the banks. Now Deutsche is also there, Edelweiss is also there. So you can pause the video and you can have a look at it. All these things looks damn promising. All these things looks really good. Again, 17%, right, in banking and finance, but amazing numbers. You have RBS coming in there. The major roles, okay, this is something important that we should be focusing at. The major roles were in investment research, corporate wholesale retail banking, market research, trending and operations. Fabulous. I'll give an example very quickly. So what happens, ICICI Bank, right? ICICI Bank offers a lot of placements on the IIMs and the FMS and all that for their wholesale banking domain. And wholesale banking domain is quite vast. It's something that, if you really want to get into wholesale banking, and if you get into wholesale banking, it's a big lottery. It's a big ticket for all of you. Now let's okay, so what do we have in here? We've got consulting and GenMan. Okay, something that every IIM student looks into. Okay, so what do we have? 121 offers were made. All right, so that's a big number. So what are companies you have? Normally you've got Accenture, Deloitte, AT Kearney, you've got Mastercard, McKinsey, BCG, Bain and Company. These are the normal biggies that you will see coming on the campus. So that's the advantage of getting into the IIM, because then your horizon moves. You can get into a lot of companies, you get into biggies actually, not even normal companies. IT, e-commerce, you got to see Microsoft, Ola, Microsoft is there, Amazon is there, Adobe is there, Google is there, Flipkart, Uber, all these multinational companies out here. Now, what are the roles that were offered? Category management, sales enablement, okay, BD was there, strategic alliances were there. Strategic alliances is a very cool role, to be very honest. So this is what we have as far as the IIM Lucknow is concerned. Look at the overall numbers. 481 people got placed across all the major domains in all the big companies. Now, not kidding, all these companies are Fortune 500 companies in the world. If you only work better on your CAT, get through one of the IIM, which is Blackie, guys, this is where you're going to be landing in next 2 years of time. It's not even 2 years. This is like 1 year, because this is the summer. And trust me, when you get into good summers, right, when you get into a good company, your chances of getting PPO are actually goes really high. Because why chances go higher? Because these guys give you summers for like 2 to 3 months, and they can observe you. If they like your work, spot on. So you get a lot of PPOs and all that. There are PPIs also that are given to students. But again, the chances, the probability of you converting PPO goes on a very high level if you get into a good summer internship. And that's the reason a lot of students really vouch for getting into good summer internship, so that they know that, what, if I get into a good summer, my final is sorted. Now let's move ahead and see the final numbers. Okay, one of the most important slide of the all. All right, so here are the recruiters that we have and the recruitments that were made, the offers that were made. So Amazon made the huge number. This is 31 offers, followed by Accenture. So again, this is what we know. This is IT, consulting, Accenture, German consulting. We've got Udaan. Udaan is actually an unicorn. What do you mean by unicorn? Is basically your startups are divided into some categories. Unicorn category is the top-notch category that is defined on the basis of the revenue. So definitely these guys are building up their revenue into billions of dollars, and that's the reason Udaan has been talked a lot. It's been there in the news a lot. So that's the unicorn category of the startup. Bain and Company, Deloitte, McKinsey, Citi, ITC, Avendus, all these are big shot companies out here. You can see yourself getting in here if you make it to IIM Lucknow. And all these are regular recruiters. These are not the guest ones. These are all the regular recruiters, by the way. Here is the number. So the mean stamp is 1.09 per month. Median is 1.20. Looks good. Could have been much better looking at the IIM Lucknow. But again, if I talk about the packages, right, you will always see the inverse relationship between packages and the profile. So though you see that if I do the vis-a-vis comparison, see the SIBM Bangalore, the average stipend for SIBM Pune, excuse me for that, apologies for that, I correct myself. So the average stipend for SIBM Pune is more than the IIM Lucknow. But again, if you look at the profiles, definitely IIM Lucknow has the edge over and above SIBM Pune. I've recently released that video. That's the reason I'm giving that reference. So you will always see the inverse relationship. I mean, if the package is not that great, the profiles are definitely going to be really, really awesome. And IIM Lucknow has great final placements also. So guys, that's it from my side. If you're somebody who's preparing for CAT, please do not lose your hopes. You are 20-25 days away from CAT. Try to work your, really slog for CAT, and I wish you all the very best. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Couple of more summer internship placements for a couple of colleges like ABCs and other colleges are lined up. So that's gonna give you guys a great motivation along with CAT and all that. So guys, that's it from my side. Stick tuned to the channel. Thank you so much.